Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Homemade, and today we are making just a simple sandwich, and it is a double patty melt. You all, it is so easy. We are not using a lot of seasonings in this particular burger. The only thing that we are using is pepper and salt. That's it. Now, this will be a smash patty. So, when I prepare them, I will prepare them in a bowl. I won't pat them all the way out. Once we transfer them to the stove and we begin to cook them, then we will smash them during the cooking process. And with the salt and pepper, I will just say you will season to taste. And what that means is you put enough salt in it that you think works for you. Same thing with the pepper. You season it to taste. When we start to prepare our mushrooms and onions, we are going to season them only with salt and pepper. And here, I just have my regular patty sheets, and I just got these from the Dollar Tree. They come 50 in a pack for $1.25. They come in handy. What I like to do is I kind of like to go ahead and divide my meat before I start to form the balls, just to make sure that they are all even. So you'll just take it, and again, you'll just roll it up, and you're going to sit each ball on its own sheet. I have my 4 balls there, and I am going to get ready to head to the stove and start to cook my patties. Now, I just have my small griddle here on my stove. This is what I'm going to be cooking my burgers on, and I do have a lot going on my stove. Now, this pan right here, this is where I am going to prepare my onions and also my mushrooms, and I am also going to toast my bread in here. So what will happen is, once I make it to the smash process of my burgers, I will go ahead and toast my bread, and then I'll go ahead and start to prepare my onions and mushrooms in there also. So let's go ahead, and with our burgers, we're just going to take them, and if you can see, this also comes in handy when you are handling your meat. I just like to put them down. We are going to cover these with our metal bowl. Okay, so that is enough. Now we're going to go ahead, and I just have my heat on medium heat. I'm going to pour a little water on here, and I'm just going to cover that. So, if you can see, I do have water around my pan. I'm going to cover that, let that cook like this for about 5 minutes. After that 5 minutes is up, I'm going to take my bowl off, flip my patties over, and I'm going to go ahead and smash them down. Now, when it is time for me to prepare my toast and my onions and mushrooms, I will just melt my butter in here, place in my 4 pieces of toast. I do want them to have that buttery taste on the outside. Now, on the inside, it's just a regular toast. I'll flip them over, let them brown, take them out, and then for my onions and mushrooms, I'll put in 2 tablespoons of butter. Put in my onions and mushrooms. I will season them to taste with my salt and pepper. I will start to saute them. Now, the saute process typically takes about 5 minutes because we do want our onions to be translucent and we want our mushrooms to be tender. So I'm going to go ahead and let this cook for a second. And after I flip them over, I will start to work on my toast. So our burgers have been cooking for about 5 minutes. I am going to lift my bowl, and you want to be very careful when you're doing that. So I'm going to just take my spatula and I'm going to flip them over. And I do have to assist them, but I will wash my hands directly afterwards. We are just going to use our spatula and just press. So, press those out really well. And the reason that I like to use the bowl method in the beginning is because it helps keep your patties soft enough where they don't cook so fast. So we're going to let those cook just like this. And just make sure you smash them as far as you can. And we're going to let those cook. I am going to increase my heat to medium to high heat, and I will start to prepare my toast. Now, if you notice, I did not put my bowl into the sink because we're not done with it just yet. We are going to use that to put back over our patties once they've cooked thoroughly and we put on our cheese. Okay. Now our patties have cooked for about 5 minutes on that side, so I'm gonna flip these over. And again, you do want them to actually stay as flat as they possibly can. And it's okay that water that's on there right now, we are going to drain that in just a second before we finish cooking. Our patties are done, and I did replace the top on there to keep them from drying out. Now, our onion and our mushrooms are done, so I'm going to take my cheese. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cheese on each patty. And I'm going to cover it again before I actually stack them. And our patty melt is complete. You all, I like a lot of mushrooms and onions on mine. So I do have them piled pretty high. And it is still pretty hot, you all. But if you can just see that juiciness, it smells so good. The cheese, it's almost like, it's so simple, but it is so good. You can taste every flavor from the mushrooms to the onion. The salt and pepper seasoned it great. You do not need any extra seasonings for this. When you make this burger, make sure you share your comment. I know I did not say it earlier, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel if you want to keep seeing our easy homemade recipes. Cooking, it's as easy or as hard as you make it. But if you keep it simple, just be yourself. Life in itself can be so much easier. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Homemade. And until next time, continue to be great.